Hello there everyone, it's Aidan here from Push Square, and today we're taking a look at every PlayStation first-party developer and exactly what they are working on, or at least what we think they're working on. There are a bunch of studios to get through today, so let's just get right into it. We're starting things off in Japan with Polyphony Digital, or is it Polyphony Digital? Anyway, this is the team that develops the Gran Turismo series, which is an absolute Goliath. It's been running since the late 90s, it's sold over 100 million units across the series. Gran Turismo 7 was a huge hit and has continued to get post-launch support, which is, as far as we're aware, still continuing on. But when it looks to its next game, you guessed it, we're looking at Gran Turismo 8. No real official confirmation on this, but considering the sales success and the fact that they only ever make Gran Turismo games, it's going to be Gran Turismo 8. However, I would expect this a little bit closer to the PlayStation 6, maybe just after it's launched as well, so we're still some time away. Next up, we've got Team Asobi. This is the studio that rose from the ashes of Japan Studio, and of course, this is the team behind the Astrobot series. You've got Astrobot Rescue Mission, the Playroom was what it debuted in, I think. Then you had the Astro's Playroom pack-in with the PS5, and of course the fully fledged 3D platformer that was Astrobot. So Astrobot post-launch support has actually concluded now, so Team Asobi is working on its next game. We don't actually know what this game is, but considering the history and the success of Astrobot, we wouldn't be surprised if this was an Astrobot sequel. So now we're going over to the European developers, starting off with sunny old England with Firesprite Games. This is quite an interesting history with this bunch. They are the team responsible for their persistence. They've done some support work on the Playroom and the Playroom VR, and of course Horizon Call of the Mountain for the PSVR 2. Next up for them, we do not know. It's actually shrouded in mystery, but rumours are pointing towards a hotter game, potentially called Project Heartbreak, and a lot of people are actually speculating that this could be Until Dawn 2. It would be interesting if that was the case, but as it stands, we're not actually entirely sure. Let's take a trip to Amsterdam now though for Guerrilla Games. This is the team behind the Killzone series and more recently the Horizon series. Now Guerrilla actually has a bunch of projects in the work, but they are involved to varying degrees. You have the Horizon online co-op game, there is a Horizon mobile and PC game coming out as well that isn't coming to PS5. And then it is safe to assume that Horizon 3 is also in the pipeline. So more Horizon. Good if you're a fan of that, maybe not so much if you're not. Let's skip on over to Helsinki, Finland now to take a look at Housemarque. This is the team behind Resogun, Matterfall, more recently Returnal, and as of this year, you've got their latest PlayStation 5 exclusive, Saros. This one at the time of recording is due to drop on April 30th. It's another roguelike with some twists and some real bullet hell gunplay. It looks great. It looks very similar to Returnal, which could be a good or bad thing, but yeah, April 30th, Saros drops on PS5. Let's head back to England, this time visiting Guildford for Media Molecule. This is the team behind the Little Big Planet series and on the PS4 Dreams, which was that kind of level developer creation experience. So now that post-launch support has wrapped up with that game, Media Molecule is working on its next game, which is said to be a new IP, and it's supposedly going to be more of a traditional game than a creation experience like Dreams was. I'd be really interested to see what that's about. I am actually quite hopeful that we'll get to hear something about it soon, maybe? I guess we'll find out. Okay, we're hopping across the pond to North America, this time to Bend, Oregon for Bend Studios. This is the team behind the Siphon Filter series back in the day, and of course the sort of cult classic exclusive, if you could call it that, Days Gone. Now we do not have much of any clue as to what Bend Studio is working on next. What we do know is what it isn't working on. It is not making a Days Gone sequel that has supposedly been pitched but rejected. So who knows what's next for Bend Studio. Now we're in Austin, Texas, this time for Bluepoint Games. This is the remake studio behind the likes of the Nathan Drake collection, Shadow of the Colossus, and of course the PS5 launch title Demon Souls. Now Bluepoint Games were supposedly working on an online live service game before it was eventually cancelled, so at this point we don't know anything about what's next for the game. presumably this has set them back years and they're kind of starting from scratch or thereabouts. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to hear, although a live service Bluepoint game seems like a bit of a mismatch there. Let's head on over to Montreal, Canada for Haven Studios. Now this is actually a new studio that has yet to release a game. It was originally headed up by Jade Raymond, who had worked on series like Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, but she has since left the company, and there's been a ton of rumours about issues basically going on with this one. But as far as we are aware, Fair Games is the game that they're currently working on. It's supposed to be a PvPvE competitive heist game of some kind. We have only seen the CG trailer that is playing before you right now, and there has been nothing really official since, other than the fact that they ditched the S $sign to just make it a normal S at some point last year. But yeah, maybe this one will come out. It's been one of Sony's live service efforts, which for the most part hasn't gone too well, but you never know. Now we're jumping to sunny California, specifically Burbank, for Insomniac Games, one of the most prolific first-party developers under Sony's wing. This is a team behind the Spider-Man series, the Ratchet & Clank series, and now we have Marvel's Wolverine to look forward to. This one is dropping in fall of 2026. It's one of the two big exclusives that have been announced for this year so far. And yeah, this is going to be a bit of a departure. Obviously still superhero based, but a lot more violent, a lot more gritty, a bit more focused from what we've seen of the gameplay and the story so far. I'm very curious to see how things pan out for Insomniac with this game. Looking even further beyond that though, it is very likely that Insomniac is also starting work on Spider-Man 3, but that will be some years away at this point. Very close by in Santa Monica, California, Naughty Dog is busy working away on its next game. Of course, this is the team behind the Uncharted series, the Last of Us series, the Crash Bandicoot series, and its next game is going to be a brand new IP, and that is Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. This one is supposedly launching in 2027. Those are the rumors at the moment. We don't have anything official to go on yet. We've just had a sort of in-game cinematic cutscene revealed. It is proper sci-fi stuff. It sounds quite cool. I'm very keen to know. I mean, Naughty Dog doesn't miss in my opinion, so yeah, I'm dying to get my hands on this one. Hopefully we see more of it in 2026 if that 2027 release date is to be believed. Now in San Diego is San Diego Studio, the team behind MLB The Show, that yearly baseball series. They are working on MLB The Show 26 and an MLB The Show mobile game as well. So if you're a big baseball guy, you love that stuff, then yeah, San Diego Studios is your go-to, I suppose. Now we're in big LA for Santa Monica Studios. This is the team behind the God of War series. After God of War Ragnarok, presumably the team is working on Cory Barlog's next project. Some job listings suggest that it is going to be another action game, which isn't too surprising, but there are also some rumours of a Greek spin-off game. Whether that's a separate thing or the Cory Barlog project, we've yet to see, but yeah, a lot of things up in the air at the moment, but it's been a few years since Ragnarok dropped, so hopefully we hear something soon, maybe this year, maybe next, who knows. Next up in Bellevue, Washington, we have Sucker Punch Productions. This is the team behind the Sly Cooper, the Infamous, and the Ghost series. It just recently launched Ghost of Yotei in 2025, and as far as what we know is next is just the Ghost of Yotei Legends DLC, which is the online co-op mode. It was available with Tsushima as well. It's launching at some point in 2026, and as it stands, that's the only game we know about right now. This is a one-game studio, and with it just releasing Yotei, I don't think we're going to be hearing anything about what's next for quite some time. Also in Bellevue, Washington, we have a somewhat newer addition to the roster of PS Studios, and that is Bungie. This is a bit of an odd one because it's basically the only developer that's not publishing, at the very least, a console exclusive. It is still publishing its games on most platforms, including Xbox, and that's because, while acquired by Sony, Bungie is still publishing its games on its own. That being said, Bungie is chipping away at new DLC content for Destiny 2, but its big new release is the extraction shooter Marathon, which launches on March 5th. So that's it. That's everything we know about every one of PlayStation's first-party developers and what they're making, or at least what they're speculated to be making. Let me know the games that you are most excited for. What do you really hope some of these developers are making? Let me know about that down in the comments below, and while you're there, remember to like the video, and even better, subscribe to the channel. That genuinely really does help me out here. But anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video, but that's it for me today. So until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.